Well, sex trafficking can happen to kids anytime and anywhere, and it's something they can easily get pulled into by friends and family members. I spoke to Homeland Security about the spike in cases throughout the pandemic and what they've been seeing on the streets.
We really have seen an impact from the pandemic. We've had some more calls come in.
Homeland Security Special Agent Tammy Britsky says trafficking numbers have gone up during the pandemic, and predators are doing everything they can to draw in their victims. The #1 source of contact is social media.
We're seeing men, women, old, young. We've seen juveniles that are actual traffickers that are recruiting within the school systems.
According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they've seen a 93% increase in online enticement reports targeting kids between January and June of this year compared to the same time last year.
Is the second largest profitable as far as illegal activities go because you can sell a person over and over.
Traffickers are still targeting malls, movie theaters, and places where families get assistance, like food banks. In some cases, victims are approached with promises of money and work, especially single moms with children, and that can give a trafficker access to an entire family, including babies.
There are people who have lost their jobs that are looking for a way to make income. And some of those people are entering into the sex trade, and they are extremely vulnerable at being recruited by traffickers.
And it's a trend the Department of Homeland Security is trying to fight by educating the public, police, churches, community groups, and hotels. They get regular training to recognize the signs, and as for parents, they might notice a change in clothing, new cell phones, and behavior.
We teach healthcare providers so that when victims are coming into the hospital, they'll notice those indicators.
Britsky says some victims do develop trauma bonds that lead them right back to their captors. Another shocking reality is that sometimes the traffickers are family members.
They've been controlled by their trafficker. They will actually take steps to protect their trafficker.
The bottom line is parents have to pay close attention to who their kids have contact with online at all times.
Know what your kids have logins for. Know what they are active on. Ask them questions. If you don't know what a phrase means or what a certain sequence of emojis means, Google it.
We have details on where to get help on kgun9.com. And up next, a victim of sex trafficking dedicating her life to helping others, her warning for parents and students, and her mission for the future. That's next. You're watching KGUN 9 News on the CW Tucson. And welcome back. Now we hear from a victim of sex trafficking about how she's using her experience to help keep families safe.
1 in 7 girls and 1 in 22 boys will experience rape before their 18th birthday. And those are the reported cases.
Shocking words from Lisa Hansen. The sex trafficking survivor is doing what she can every day to help kids who are at risk of becoming victims. She's the education director at Sold No More. The organization is designed to stop the exploitation of children.
We've got kids trafficking each other on school campuses. We've got self-exploitation of girls and boys being willing to perform sex acts for money where they're advertising themselves.
And when it comes to cases during the pandemic,
a 200% increase of child exploitation reports. I'm seeing a fallout like we've never seen before. The #1 trafficker is known as a boyfriend. The #2 trafficker is a family member.
When local schools shut down, Lisa took her Power Over Predators program to the web. Now thousands of students can take an online course to find out how to identify predators and abuse.
Any teacher, any educator can give a kid the link. They can watch the course as a school assignment, but at every time there's a get help button. And so they can click on that, and then they can anonymously get help for suicidal thoughts, for child abuse, for sex trafficking, for bullying, for anything across the board that our kids are dealing with.
Hansen also says it's important for parents to get schooled on social media and apps. A little Googling can go a long way.
Parents get so startled. They're like, my daughter just downloaded an art app on her phone, and it turned out to be an app full of child pornography. You would think that an art app is safe. And I'm trying to help parents shift. Those kid-friendly apps are the predator's tool that they use.
Online barriers like the Bark app can give parental controls and alerts for parents to stay safe. And if you or someone you know needs help, call 888-373-7888.
We're teaching kids to advocate for themselves and for others.
And to watch our entire series on sex